Ooh, look what the cat dragged in. It's a 13-inch MacBook. It's the early 2009 model. And this is the box. Ooh, look at that box. That's what I call a box. Here on the side, it says iLife. This has the iLife 09 suite with iPhoto, iMovie, GarageBand, iWeb, as you can see, and advanced Nvidia integrated graphics. Yes, this is no shoddy Intel integrated graphics, because we all hate those. Everybody hates Intel integrated graphics. You're horrible. Okay, enough ranting about that. And that's the tour of the box. Let's start to unbox the box. And the contents, of course. Let's get it. No, that's just junk. Sorry. Now let's pop it open. There we go. Designed by Apple in California. Well, that's a long way from here. Even the US is a hell of a long way. Anyway, 10,000 kilometers approximately. Crud. Okay. First, we have the MacBook, which looks to be in decent shape. It is in decent shape. And we have the MagSafe 1 power adapter. The 2010 models were the first models to come with the MagSafe 2. Got one laying around, I'll show that later, so you can see the differences. We also have the original instruction booklet, the box with, all the manuals and quick start guides, I guess. So, put that aside. We have your Mac guide, so you can learn how to use your Mac for first-time users. This is the application install DVD, so this has the iLife suite on it. This is the Mac OS 10 install, the Mac OS install DVD, which has OS 10 10.5.6 Leopard. And this is a microfiber cloth for the screen. Totally unused, which is epic. Thinking that I bought this second hand and it's 4 years old. More than 4 years old. Okay. And there's the AC plug. That's not very interesting at all. We all know what an AC plug looks like. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so like I said, we have the MagSafe 1 and a MagSafe 2. This is what a MagSafe 2 looks like. That's this little plug. This is a MagSafe 1. I prefer the 1 over the 2. I'll actually show you right away what I mean by that. Okay, so here we have the MacBook itself. So let's see. First we have to plug here the MagSafe 2. Looks like that. But you can only use it in this orientation, so you have to always run it across the back. Usually that's not really a problem, but sometimes you have to bend it around because you have two little cable going about. And I'm just running a bit, sorry. So you can only run it across this way. That's what I hate, because for instance, sometimes you have to orient the cable in a very specific way, like this, because you've got too little space to work your cables. If you do this, you block both the mini DVI or the mini DisplayPort on the newer ones and their Ethernet port. That's what really grinds my gears. And my nose is dripping. I just dripped on the screen of my camera or phone, whatever. So I'm gonna fix that and I'll be back with the real review. So hold on a second. Okay, I guess it's not gonna stop. I'll have to continue then. Fine. Yeah, my phone is a bitch. And I'm saying that on camera. I don't give a shit. So, we have the MacBook itself. It has your default Macbook ports. I'm not even going to go across them because you already saw them. It also has an 8x SuperDrive, which is great. I love the super drives. They're, well, super. Captain Obvious. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is the keyboard. It's an excellent shape. I can totally say that. It's not worn at all. Trackpad is a little worn. Button is a little worn as well. Palm rests are slightly worn, but it's totally not noticeable. I'll have to give this a little bit of a cleanup, but it's not too bad actually. And here we have the screen with the iSight camera with the 2 microphone ports on the side. It's quite good, really. It's all you ever ask for in a little webcam. I just start the system up. There we go. The only problem with this thing are just some few signs of damage, like this little nick here, and of course it's starting to crack here. It is already cracked here. This is a known issue with all the polycarbonate MacBooks, so it's not really an issue, but replacing the top cases on these plastic ones is a hell of a lot cheaper now on the first aluminum unibody MacBooks from 2008, for instance. So here we also have the sleep light and infrared sensor, which I forgot to mention. This is for an Apple remote if you ever have one. I know 99% of the world does not, so it's not really a shame if you don't have one. You might wonder why I have a MagSafe 2 power adapter but no newer Mac to go with. That's because I actually do. But that's a bit of a painful story. And I'll do that in a short minute because I have to run. But it still refuses to stop recording. Okay, I'll have to stay then. This camera is totally ignoring my bodily functions, so... Well, fuck you too then, camera. Let's see. So this is the MacBook I first got. This is a newer Mac. This is a mid-2010 model. The story behind this is I bought this one first for a hell of a lot of money. And it doesn't work. It's shot, as you can see. It's dented there. I'll show you the back even. As you can see clearly here, it's cracked. The screen is misaligned. It's missing 2 screws. I'm just going to use this thing for parts. It's really painful and I lost so much money on this thing. But, I just wanted to have a MacBook. And I thought it was going to be okay. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This also has an excellent keyboard. This keyboard is pretty much unused. I guess this system died very early in its lifetime. Because it never really saw much use. Palm rests are not worn at all. Trackpad is not worn at all. But this thing is shot in hardware-wise. It has a dead motherboard, dead battery, non-replaceable battery in this model, replaceable one in this one. This one has 2 gigs of DDR3 and a 2.4 GHz Core 2 Duo. I believe it's a B8300, 8400, whatever. It's the latest, Core 2 Duo core. But this one is absolutely dead. Both these MacBooks actually use the same display panel, so they're both gorgeous, I must say. Although I have never seen the one on the 2010 model, at least not on this one. A friend of mine has a 2010 model, so I wanted one as well, because I'm a jealous fuck. But I got the wrong one, unfortunately. So I had to buy this early 2009 model, which has a 2 GHz Core 2 Duo and 4 gigs of DDR2, which is plenty. This could be upgraded to 6, but I have no intent to do so. This might actually see an SSD in its in the early future. So, and it has the Nvidia Geforce 9400M 256 megs graphics card, which is excellent. No shitty Intel GMA. And people say you can't game on a Mac. I've got Steam on here. Actually played a few games and it doesn't even run all that hot. I was actually quite impressed with this little machine. So let's go to Microsoft Word 2011. I've got the whole Office 2011 suite on here. There is no newer one for Mac yet. I'll just open a Word here. There we go. It's all nice and fast. It only has a 160 gig hard drive, but you know, actually quite fast drive it seems. Shame it's Hitachi though. But oh well. Let's open Launchpad here. I haven't got too much software on here yet. That's the cool thing about a trackpad. You can just, you know, scroll like this. 2-finger scrolling. Also to its side, as well as up and down. So that's cool. Let's see, we got uTorrent on here. Dashboard is just, you know, Game Center, App Store, whatever. Let's see what was on the other page. Yeah, we also have Mac Tracker, which you can use to look up all data on Macs. Fortunately, there's only a Mac version for this software. There is a Windows version, but it's totally out of date, and it dates back to 2009, I believe. So you don't get the latest things. As soon as OS X Mavericks comes out this fall, I'm gonna upgrade. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, why not? It's free performance upgrade and free battery improvements. I mean, who doesn't want that? We also have Mac CPU ID, which correctly identifies this thing as a Core 2 Duo P7350, 2 GHz. It's a Penguin core processor. Has a 1066 MHz bus, supports a lot of technologies, 3 megs of cache, 2 cores, of course, yep. 64-bit capable, because if they're not 64-bit capable, you can't run Mountain Lion. The latest version you can run on 32-bit processors, and I mean a 32-bit Intel processor, so the Intel Core Duo and the Core Solo is 1068 Snow Leopard. That's the latest OS X release that supports 32-bit architecture. All the others are 64-bit. So yeah, that's why I got a later model, because I wanted to run the latest software, but not, you know, break the bank. I mean, this thing was 305 euros including shipping. I paid $375 for that broken one, so that's a real pain. $2, 305 euros translates to about 350 to 360 bucks. It's a good price for this, at least in the local market. That thing, so that translates to about 450 US dollars. Yes, that's a ripoff, I know. Still, it's a good... That's what they go for if they're in pristine condition, and it's what's advertised to be in that condition. Suit the guy, it didn't work. That's a shame. But oh well. So let's go on the internet. This thing runs, of course, Safari. Might install Google Chrome at some point, because Safari has a little bit of a... It has some quirks. Let's put it that way. It's the latest release. Let's go to YouTube. Just because I can. There we go. It's perfectly fine scrolling. It's fast. It's responsive. Let's see. We want some. Let's put it on 1080p, even though it's only a 720p screen. 1080p, full screen. See if this runs. Oh, these colors are epic. Absolutely gorgeous. And runs perfectly. So yes, this thing can handle YouTube 1080p video just fine. And the battery is still okay too. It says about 2.5 hours left. But, you know, this thing actually manages to pull about 4 to 5 hours still on this battery. And I don't know how many cycles this battery has made, but it's been in here since this thing was built, so I'm going to guess it has a little bit of wear. My notification center is empty at the moment because I've cleaned it up this morning. Got some old messages going there. Because you can just totally sync this whole machine with Facebook, your email, and everything here in the notification center. It's handy. Another handy feature is, of course, that all of you Windows users out there, I'm a Windows user myself, of course. I mean, look at that. That's Windows. Notice that you have the dock on the bottom, and you have your menu on the top. That's going to take up a lot of the screen space, especially on this lower resolution screen, because it's 1280-800. So it's a good resolution for a 13-inch display, I must say that. But that's where OS X is quite nifty. You see the arrow there? You click it. I have to click it correctly. There we go. And your app goes full screen. There you go. I've got your full screen space to work with only for one application. That's good. All you gotta do now is bring up the menu again and click, and it goes back, and you're back to your low screen space situation. That's ideal if you want to work on a document or want to view a website that's quite big images. So I just keep rambling about how I totally love this thing. I mean, come on, it's not my first Mac. I mean, I used to have an iMac G4, but this thing is it's totally different. This is the type of Mac I always wanted, so. And it's totally fast, and I love it. So, yeah, I guess you could watch HD porn on here if you want to. I don't know why I said that, but anyway. So, I know people always refer to these things as $3,000 Facebook machines, but trust me, there's a hell of a lot you can do on these things. Especially if you have Nvidia graphics, you can run Photoshop and whatnot, even Premiere, because you can use CUDA. That's the reason why Apple switched back to Nvidia graphics, because CUDA does offer a lot more than ATI and AMD's technology offers in the Mac OS. The Nvidia drivers are, in that case, for this OS, better. So yeah, without further ado, my camera started to glitch out a little bit, so I'm just gonna end the video here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you for watching.